Yeah, I guess you are sleepy too, guys. Shankar and Darsh, right? Because I'm sleepy because of this.
Yeah. You could say that. It's 1 a.m. here.
Yeah, I'm used to Indian time. And actually, now now I feel how you feel. Okay, then let's actually start the meeting. Probably we don't have too many updates for this meeting because actually, yeah, I wasn't able to review too many pull requests last week because of the Meet Magento India and the contribution day and my trip and associated time with it. However, I would like to say a big thank you for the guys who helped reviewing the pull requests. That's Raul, that's Nazar, and that's Phil as well. Thanks, guys. Really great help. And that's why we actually have merged pull requests. And if anybody would like to demo theirs, we are waiting for volunteers. Well, actually, if your pull request is not merged, but you still would like to show it, that's also okay.
I can start.
Alex?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Sorry, guys. Maybe some just slow down connection, but as usual. Okay, let me share my screen and I will present some pull requests. Unfortunately, only in this what I've done and what functionality I covered with the refactoring fixes and also improvement. The first one related to the fix and the stock icon after index and refactoring. So I added detailed description to save reviewers time. So I provided firstly refactoring. I added some, from my point of view, logical things for the whole business process when you enable or disable the enhanced media gallery module. Then I provided some refactoring for already implemented functionality. So please feel free to review it. Basically, this reported issue already fixed with the existing functionality with the provided plugin. So all images added through the Adobe Stock Integration will have the source field, and when the media gallery enabled and reindex is run, it will take the source property, and if it equals to the Adobe Stock, it will add the Adobe Stock to the media grid table. So everything should work as expected. So it was the first one, and the second one.
Can I ask a question about the first
Yeah.
one?
Yeah,
While
of
you're
course.
still there? Yeah, I just want to bring this up. I see that you changed the command, right, to check the configuration.
Yeah.
So there are different opinions, as I know, in usages of commands. Basically, if we have a plugin or some functionality that automatically does something at a certain event or at specific time, then we would like to check the configuration if it's enabled, because the functionality is completely automated. But in terms of commands, like the command is something that is called by the user, right, the developer from the command line interface. And probably if he is calling the command, then he really wants the command to run despite of the configuration. So should we consider, but that's just, and this is the other approach. Like the first approach is still following the configuration. What do you guys think about that approach? Should the command run the index even though the config allowed to run the index even when the config is disabled, or should it restrict the user? Or maybe any force option is required here in this case.
If not, I will describe my opinion of this and why I implemented this.
Yeah, I'm actually also was asking for your opinion for that one.
May I continue with explanation?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, nice. So just what on previous meeting, and if I'm not mistaken, we talked about the total separation. So what does it mean for me? It means that if Adobe Stock Integration, all services should be enabled, right? And vice versa. If, for example, enhanced media gallery disabled, it means that it should be disabled completely. It means that there are no data into the data storage. So if you disable the enhanced media gallery or any other model, it should be completely be disabled for any kind of communication with the system. Otherwise, for example, someone decided that the enhanced media gallery is not required for his business process, right? And just disable it. But we still get some data in a data storage, which is not completely useful for customer. So this is why I added this enable to disabled functionality to the command. So if we see that this functionality enabled, we process to work with it. If not, we disabled it completely. Yeah, maybe that's all. And yeah, maybe this is why I added this functionality. Otherwise, it's very interesting. When you provide such strict restriction, you should guarantee that when you enable your application back, you will be able to guarantee that all data will be up to date with it.
Okay, well,
and that's all from my side.
I see. I think, yeah, we actually do a lot of restrictions for functionality for admin users, just to make sure that admin user is not breaking the Magento functionality, is not doing something that can conflict with other functionality. That is a frequent case in Magento. However, in my opinion, the developer, and developers usually is a person who is in command line interface, is responsible for his actions, and well, admin user is also responsible for his actions, but developer, like, he knows Magento a bit deeper, right? And he would know what to expect from his actions in the command line. And from my opinion, yes, sorry, let me finish this. As a developer, I imagine the situation when I, as a developer, want to index grid anyway, and I run this command, and command says that media gallery is disabled. I
got it. Sorry, Raul.
I don't want to enable it, so I go VI the class and modify that method to remove that restriction, and finally I get my command running.
Okay, Raul, please tell it. Then I will want to add one more thing to this. I will up to you.
Raul?
No, I was going to say that when you said that the admin sometimes break things, I was going to say that the developer sometimes also break things. So, well, as you said, the developer is responsible for those things. So I totally agree.
Yeah, guys, but I have.
In terms of the initial question, whether to have this thing in the configuration file or the command line, I think, I mean, having in the configuration is fine, but then if you want to change, you will need to create a change in the repository to make to rewrite this value, rather than if you have the option to execute directly in the command line, then you wouldn't need to do that thing. Am I correct? I mean,
Override?
You mean
we're
that
talking
provide
about
the change?
having the option to execute this action through the configuration versus also having the possibility to execute this thing through the command line, right?
No, we actually have
yeah.
only one entry point. That's the command line. We are not allowing admin user to run the index. But that's a question if the command should be restricted by configuration. Like if I run the command and config is disabled, should I get an exception? Or should that be kind of force mode when even if configuration
I
is
have
disabled?
an answer. Yeah, only force mods. I think from my point of view, it will be great if Magento will add some standards for the command line interface also, because I faced in my daily routine with this every day, and it's really good when you do something, you just need to get an answer or just response how you did this, good or not. So what I suggest, when you create an HTTP request or just some REST API, as a good developer, you provide some statuses. For example, 200 it's okay, 400 is just something that happened. Or just, I don't know, server. So my suggestion, according to our discussion, is to do next. So we provide the force mode for this command, which will ignore the configuration, and also provide some status. So do you know that the bash command provides also some status when it's executed? So we can do the same thing. For example, we can run this command without force flag. This will check the configuration and everything is okay. Just we return the status code, for example, 1. And otherwise, if something...
I think it will be kind of overcomplicating the command. You can get the status by checking the configuration from the command line. If you need to know if it's enabled or disabled, you would check the store thing.
From my point of view,
and also change the configuration using the command line.
Yes.
Yeah,
as well. Well, good. Let's probably take a bit more time. If anybody has more input on that, just drop it to Slack. And Alex, if you don't mind, let's discuss it a bit after the meeting, because we can. It can probably require additional 15 minutes, but we have a limitation on the meeting and a lot of pull requests to go on. So please go on with the next one.
Okay, the next one is a search by keyword filter. So also is just a filter which will provide you ability to search through the media gallery keywords and title, as was requested in the additional issue description. Fully support for this functionality. I saw, Sergey, your comment about the full text index, but I answered on it. So from my point of view, adding a full text index can be done with the help of the MView, right, functionality, or just create a full text index in the desired columns. But we have a little bit complex functionality, and also I made a research Magento modules, for example, catalog or CMS or other one, they provide the full text filter, but they do a lot of additional stuff for the data provider. So I was inspired by those modules. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not able to show you this functionality right now because I'm working on another issue, and just it's pretty difficult to switch to the another branch and show it. But yeah, it works. You can just clone my branch and test it. Maybe that's all from my side.
Yeah, as for full text type of filter, I think just will help to reduce the required code, the code changes. I mean, that the code changes can be optimized a bit by the full text, because that's already some functionality is already implemented. I believe it's used without any additional complications in sales module, like sales order grid, sales order invoice grid. That can be used as an example.
Okay, I will check it, but if I will need some help, I will ask you because just maybe I missed something.
Yeah, sure.
This is when you add the full text. The full text, you also need to provide some full text index. And
Yes.
it's also will provide some additions to the way we work with the keywords. You know, right now the keywords just enter it in the media gallery grid table only from the Adobe Stock Integration source, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to build, I don't know, some trigger or something else which will fulfill the Adobe Media Gallery information. Adobe Media, Media Gallery grid table with the needed data. This is why I didn't implement any full text index or other solution and used just simple SQL query and plugins. So, but yeah, please, if you have any other ideas, provide them. If your suggestion will be more technically better and good for this application.
Okay, I will try to provide you more details so we can discuss it. My idea is that it should work out of the box, simply, the full text, but we can try and see.
Okay, thank you.
If anything else should be adjusted for that. Good, but yeah, thanks. Very nice PR.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank
Anybody
you.
else?
I need to discuss regarding my pull request, ad sorting for the media gallery.
Yes.
I will share my screen. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks. So as you mentioned that the sorting component is need to be moved with move to the Magento UI module. So I have created a sort by component to as a new text, so we can use like that, or are you else expecting anything else?
Sorting. So that's definitions XML, right?
Yeah. Actually, I have finished that, and it's equal to the same, just as we created the old one, which is I have commented right now, and I have just created a new sort by component and just added here, and it's just the same thing.
Oh, that's nice.
And I have just added ascending and descending. We change this and
To be honest,
a moment.
I've expected on the the files like JS and template moved to the Magento UI module, but that implementation is even more advanced and probably more comfortable.
Yeah, but just need to review the code, so it's up to the standards. As you can see, it's just all the are in the descending order as we have changed the sorting to descending order. We change to ascending. Then you can see it's just in the ascending order. Should I create a pull request in core Magento repository?
Yeah, but I think like you're moving the files, the sorting component, just the UI component, just file and template as well, right? As it is currently in the Adobe Stock. So I think it's better to separate it into two separate pull requests. First one will contain just UI component, JS file, and HTML template, and second one with the definition update. Just because I think that it will take time to approve the definition update, because the components, I think it will be easier to merge, but for definition update, I think I will need to confirm it with the code owners.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I'll create two pull requests for this component.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks. Anybody else? Adarsh, would you like to show the pull request the second time? I believe you have created a pull request on the contribution day just a couple of days ago. Oh, yeah, we don't hear you, actually. Yeah, you are not muted on Blue Jeans, but looks like that's headset or something.
Hi, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Yep,
Hello.
sorry, that was a hardware mute. Yes. Just a second. Yeah, so one of my PRs was to add a license filter to the media gallery module here. Yep, this one. So if I click licensed, all the licensed image shows up, and if I click unlicensed, only the unlicensed image shows up. If I click all the images show up, including the ones which are local to the instance here. And I did that by extending the media gallery listing UI component from the media gallery UI module. And this is specific to the Adobe Stock image module, so that this filter appears. Yes, this filter appears only when Adobe Stock is enabled and this module is present. And this is how I get the licensed data from the database, and that's how I populate it. Yep, that's it from my side. That was the PR which I gave on the contribution day.
Okay, look great. Good demo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, if there are no more volunteers to show something, I can go through the remaining pull requests that were merged recently. There was a nice fix for the MFTF tests. Like there were no localization package on Travis, and our localization MFTF test wasn't passing, and it was fixed by Yaroslav Ragaza from Matrix, and he simply runs the Magento command setup static content deploy Russian locale, and that added Russian locale to the admin panel interface so that the tests for localization can actually run on the instance that was installed on Travis. Thanks, guys, for reviewing the pull request. Thanks, Raul and Phil. Then there was a small cleanup from Vladimir. And yeah, and the fix, the actual, not just the infrastructure fixed, but actually the fixed for the tests as well. Yeah, so 2 pull requests by Yaroslav, who is not on the call right now. And yeah, I guess that's it for merged pull requests. There are still a lot in progress that are collected here, and yeah, we'll slowly review everything here and try to merge it. And that's it for the demo of the pull requests.
There is one that has been there for a while. If I can get the number, 884, opened by Ankar. Is it there because we're waiting for the Magento 2 part to be merged, or we can move it to the approved column while we wait for the Magento 2 part to be merged?
Yeah, there's pull request by Shankar to MFTF tests, and yes, that tests are actually testing the fix that is in the pull request to Magento 2, so the test will fail if the fix is not merged. That's why we have to merge the fix first, and then we can merge the test. So it's pending until the fix on Magento 2 side will be merged.
Okay.
But you guys think?
And I
actually, I have fixed. Actually, I have fixed that and just need for the review. It's just regarding Jasmine test. We are waiting for to review. I just finished that.
Yeah, I remember that I owe you a review, and I wasn't able to. I didn't have time to do it last week because of the trip.
Yeah.
I will
do
this. Yeah, I will.
No problem.
That's on my list anyway. Okay. I see that Elena and Nizam are on the call. Guys, do you have anything to share from the design side?
Hi guys. We are still working on finalizing the design for image renditions. I guess Nitsan last week already shared their small improvements to their create folder use case, right?
Yeah, I haven't shown it on the call though.
Okay. Maybe we can discuss that because the bigger work is still in progress.
Okay, we can go through it in batch then.
Okay.
Or that's basically the mockup that I'm thinking about is that one with just one button for adding a folder, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's better to maybe next meeting to add a couple of more mockups and go through them just to have that designing vibe in our mind when we are looking at the mockups and thinking about them.
Sure. Makes sense.
Okay. Anything else?
Are you gonna tell us how was your time in India with the Magento? Did you take any pictures?
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing trip, amazing time.
We need demo from your side.
Yes, please.
How
I
was
took
the
some
trip?
pictures. I took some pictures. They are not ready. Actually, I arrived back to Dublin only today, lunchtime. So yeah, all the night. So it was a flight of 14 hours. That's why I'm a bit, as you can say, a bit sleepy right now because long flight and still living by Indian time. Yeah, but India is amazing. Like Mumbai was amazing, and I was so happy to meet all the contributors, the maintainers that were there. From our team, I was able to meet only Adarsh at the meetup. Yeah, that was a cool thing. Yeah, the contribution day was very nice as well. Like we had about 70 people, I guess, 60, 70 people. And yeah, that's a big contribution day. Like from the view, it can be compared only to.
What I'm trying to figure out is I'm adding the integration.
It can be compared. It can be compared only to MageConf, I guess, because MageConf is also the conference that has a lot of developers in Ukraine. There are lots of developers, and there is a big amount of developers, the big number of developers in India as well. And
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, you own us the pictures for the next week then.
Yeah, I will sort them out, like download or upload somewhere, and we'll definitely show them for you guys. Also, while I was in India, I got some feedback on the meetings, as you can imagine. As you have already heard, Adarsh said at the beginning of this call that it's 1 a.m. in Indian time, our meeting. And yeah, when we started, it was hard to find the time that suits everybody. But right now, our team changed a bit. We still have lots of people from different time zones, but I just want to give it a try and move the meeting a bit earlier. What do you think, guys? Will it work? Like if we'll have it, let's say, 2 hours earlier.
2 hours earlier will be 5 p.m. in here. I think from my side at least it's possible, yeah. I don't know, but I think for Shankar also will be better because he's as far as I know he's in India as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
in India.
Alex?
It's okay for me. Yeah, it's okay for me if we can continue the meeting at the current time. No issue with me because I'm mostly a night owl guy. So like to wake wake till up to like 2 or 3 a.m. So it's okay for me. Not a big deal for me.
Okay. Well, good. But is it okay for you if we move the meeting 2 hours earlier?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay if we
Both
can
work.
move the meeting like yeah, it's okay. Both will.
Okay, good. Raul, will it be an issue for you then?
No, no, not at all. The only thing is I would need to meet you guys from the office because I won't have time to get home before the call, but I think that's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, okay,
Is it,
good. Then
was going.
let's.
I was asking Alex if that new time is good for him.
Yeah, just for me, it's really good. So I'm happy at any time. So if we will have such a great community on this call, I can talk even in the early morning. It doesn't matter. So yeah, let's have it.
Okay, that's great. Then let's just try it. I will set it up for the next week 2 hours earlier, and yeah, let's have several meetings like that, and then we'll see if that will be an issue for anybody or we would like to adjust it further. That's not a problem. I think that maybe later I will also create a votes in the Slack. I poll, like voting,
Okay. Yeah.
initiate
For
a
people
voting in
to,
the Slack,
yeah.
and
Cool.
yeah, after that experiment, we also will be able to like check if any other day suits better for everybody or something like that, just to check it out. Good. Thanks everybody for participating. Thank you for your contributions. And see you later.
And have a good day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Good night. Bye
Bye,
bye.
guys.
Bye.